Well, guys, today's the day we're going to dye this beard. So we're going to get to that in just a minute. But welcome. My name's Brian. This is my Beards and Banjos YouTube channel where we try to help you grow your best beard possible. Thank you for joining me. And on the last video, we discussed all of the pros and cons of dyeing your beard. And I mentioned to you that I was going to be giving it a try. So that's what we're going to be doing. I never thought about dyeing my beard, but I'm going to take this as a learning experience, get to share that with you guys, document this whole thing. So a company reached out to me. It was the simpler hair color. So I said, I'm not interested. They emailed me again. I'm not interested. They emailed me again. I was like, I really don't want to do this. I started doing some research and looking at some different videos, looking at their website, and really started to look at it. And we finally agreed to terms. So here we are. So we're going to do this video. And I know, I don't know, maybe a month or so later, I'll give you a follow-up video on this. But I went with the light brown color. I'm not sure if that's the right color. Maybe I should have gotten red because obviously it looks a little bit red, depends on the light. But here are some pictures I just took outside, but I'm not going to do any editing of the photos, no filter to enhance anything. So, you know, the color's not as vibrant as you might think. So pretty flat looking, but there is a marked difference between the hair on my face and the hair on my head. Obviously you can see the big, huge white stripe down the middle of my beard. And then when you turn sideways, you can see some other ones that have crept in there quite a bit more over the past couple years. I'm not going to dye my hair, at least in this video, but I have a lot of white going around the sides there. So we'll see. We may do a follow-up and try that as well. So the packaging looks great. The great thing about the simpler hair color is that it is a little less harmful as far as the ingredients. There's no ammonia in it. So the way hair color works, if you didn't know, is you've got on your hair strand, you've got cuticles, which are kind of like fish scales that open and close. And then you've got cortex underneath that. So the cortex is where the natural pigment of your hair lies. So the way hair dye works is you've got some sort of ingredient. Most of the time it's ammonia. Simpler hair color doesn't have ammonia. They've got stuff that's vegan friendly and a lot of other cool looking stuff. But you've got something to open up those cuticles. And then it allows the dye precursors to get in there. And then you've got the stuff to activate it. So that's why you'll notice when we do this in a minute, you'll see two different streams of stuff. One's white and one's got the color. The stuff that's white's got the peroxide and kind of an activator for the color. That's why when you first see it, it doesn't look like it's the right color. And then it keeps getting darker and darker after so many minutes. And then also those dye precursors, this gets on the inside of your hair. It swells up so that it can't get back through your cuticles. And then you go and you condition your beard, and it helps to close up the cuticles, and then you're good to go. So that's the way a permanent hair dye works. So pretty interesting if you have not heard that. All right, so in the package, so a nice good looking package here. You do get instructions, and I've watched all the videos, read everything I could look at. Nice little bag that it comes in. You get the one canister, so it's separated into two different streams in here. So you'll see that in a minute. And then it comes with your brush, applicator brush. So these are the wide tines, and then it's got kind of bristles here that you can get on your mustache or more detail work. And then it also comes with a cleansing wipe and stain guard, which is petroleum jelly. So what I'm going to do in just a second is put petroleum jelly right here around my cheek line, just because I don't want to really mess up my cheek line too much. And then it does come with reusable gloves, which I don't think I'm going to use. The owner didn't use it in his video, so I'm not going to use it in mine. I also have a timer here for my phone because from what I've looked at on the website, obviously the wider your hair, the longer the dye needs to stay on. So for me, I think this part needs to stay on for 20 minutes. So I'm going to start there, and then I'm going to cover the rest of my beard just because I want the color to at least match, be uniform through here. So I think the dye needs to stay on this part about 10 minutes. So we'll put this on. A few minutes later, we'll kind of continue around, leave it in for 20 minutes, and then you go rinse everything off, and then you wash and you condition, and then we'll see what it looks like from there. All right, so I've put on some petroleum jelly right here, and then if you can see in the canister. There's 2 different holes, so it's 2 different containers through here, and we're going to mix that together on the brush. And I've seen a lot of guys do this on the video, and it looks like they put a little bit too much. So I think a little bit goes a long way. This is supposed to last 3-4 different applications. You can also use it to touch up and all of that. So we'll see what happens here. All right, so there we go. And we'll start on this. I'm going to lift this part up just to start with because I have such a big patch through there. And you want to keep mixing that up together. So we're going to put this on. Man, that looks red. We'll see what happens. I'm going to hit the timer as well. So we're going to go 20 minutes on this section. I may feel like I'm losing my superpower without the white stripe as one of my signature features, if you will. It's on all my branding and my logos and all of that. I'll put a little bit more on. And it is a foam. It's not messy. It's not dripping. Another good thing about the ingredients is that, like I said, more natural ingredients, less harsh chemicals, but it also has some of the things that you see in beard oil to already keep it from drying out. So it's got aloe vera, avocado oil, coconut oil, jojoba esters, and meadow foam seed oil. And that was another thing that kind of pushed me, said, okay, let's go ahead and try this and see how it goes. Goodbye, white stripe. So I wouldn't recommend filling this thing up because that's when it'll start getting goopy. So only about halfway full, like to cover about half of the brush. All right, and I'm gonna get out the hand mirror so I can see things a little bit better here. You can kind of feel it when it gets down to your skin because it starts to feel, you feel like something cold or wet on your skin underneath. So as soon as I know I'm down there, and then I just start spreading it around more just to coat everything. And I'm not sure if it's going to cover up all this white or not. I still see it poking through. I know everything's covered up on that. Let's do just a little bit on the mustache. See how that goes. All right, guys, so that's what I'm going to go with for now. We're at 6 minutes. So I'm just going to sit here, and I don't know if we'll do a time lapse, but I'll make sure to pop back in, because what I've noticed on videos is you scrub to the end of the 15 minutes or 20 minutes at the wait, and you can tell quite a bit of difference. But just sitting there watching it go slow, you can't really tell. But right now, it looks like, the color, I still see the color that my beard normally is. I can still see the white coming through down there. So I don't know if I need to put more on or just wait it out. But we're going to wait 20 minutes, and then we'll go rinse it out and see how it looks. So we're at the 12-minute mark, and I want to give you a quick update. I feel like it's starting to get a little bit darker, but I also feel like I still see the white stripe down it. So I don't know if that's actually going to get covered up completely or not. I do want to let you know a couple things. What did I do ahead of time? I did not put any beard oil in, so I washed my beard thoroughly this morning at about, I don't know, 7 o'clock this morning, and now it's like 1:30. So I went all day. I didn't put in any beard oil, anything like that, because what you want, you don't want anything else in that hair cortex. You want it free as it can be, so you don't want it filled with water or filled with other oils, so that your dye can get right in there. The other thing I wanted to mention to you is, as I was putting this on, it does not smell overly chemically. It doesn't smell bad. It's got a little bit of an odor to it, a natural smell, if you will, but nothing that really smells like it's very harmful as far as chemicals. You don't really smell chemicals in it. So I wanted to give you an update. We'll see what happens here. I'm at 13 minutes, so I'll check in with you at 20, and then we'll go wash it and give you the final product. All right, guys, well, we're at the 20-minute mark. I still feel like my white stripe's there, so I'm gonna have to go wash that out and see. It said you could leave it up to 30 minutes for like the stubborn whites and that kind of stuff. I do feel like it's gotten a little bit darker, but I still see kind of my natural color in there a little bit. So a little bit of that reddish auburn kind of tint to it. I do feel like my cheek lines might look a little bit sharper, but I'm sure I can see a difference if I go back and look at the before and after. But we're going to go rinse this out and see what it looks like. If that white stripe's still there, I don't know. I'll have to go follow up. I may just do a touch up, because at that point I'll have everything else the color it's supposed to be. So I wouldn't feel bad about just doing that one spot application again on my white stripe. But anyway, stay tuned and we'll see what the final product looks like. Well, guys, I'm back, and it seems I've got a really stubborn white stripe down the middle. I still see my natural reddish color, but I would say that, and I'll put up the before and after pictures here outside in the sunshine, no filter editing, that kind of thing. So definitely a little bit darker on the sides. It got rid of some of those whites in there, so it kind of emboldened the color there, the brownish, if you will. Probably matches my head hair color a little bit better, but this white stripe in the front did not want to get covered. Now, if you go back and look, that was the very first thing I did. So maybe, I don't know, the bottom, the can doesn't say to shake up. Maybe I didn't, it looked like both streams came out. I had both color and the white. Maybe I didn't get it mixed together. I went back and tried to hit it again. But just to be thorough, now that I know what color the light brown's going to make on me, I ended up leaving that in for 25 minutes. But what I'll go back and do is just do a spot check. So I'll go through and try this piece again and see if we can get that out, and then report back to you here. And then, like I said, we'll do a follow-up review after a few weeks for me to adjust and see how the beard products work for me and those kind of things now that I have color treated hair. But anyway, hold on a second. All right, we're after round 2 here, so definitely I'm getting closer. So I would say I'm about 70, 75% there, but still have some whites and grays in there. I may try this one more time over this next week, but I'm done for today. By the way, my beard's still feeling soft, which is a great thing. So it does not seem to really do a number on your beard chemically and make it feel really rough right now. But I'll do a follow-up video here in a few weeks, and then I'll give you some final pictures if I try this again. But overall, I'm pretty happy. I still have some reddish tint to it. My wife said she couldn't really tell I did anything to it, at least after the first time. As far as in here, this part went from like a completely, see, it was solid snow white, and then after the first treatment, it kind of went to a like a dingy gray, like dirty snow. And now we're almost getting to like salt and pepper kind of idea here. But from what I can tell, if you've got salt and pepper, it works well. If you've got huge white stripes, at least with the color that I use, which was light brown, I put it in there for 30 minutes this time. I put more in there because I was in the bathroom instead of being here in front of the camera. I think if I do it again, I will use the gloves and maybe try to make sure I massage it and get everything covered. But I think I had it covered. It's just pretty stubborn. But anyway, if you want to check it out, I will put the link below, and we'll be seeing you in a few weeks. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching.